Okay, it works. Hello everyone. Welcome to the Inside Archaeology Tomb Raider live stream. My name is Rachel. I run the YouTube channel. I am an archaeologist in real life, and I had some experience with these games when I was younger, but I didn't fully play them, so I don't remember playing much beyond Croft Manor when I did play them as well. So we just played these games for fun before my video premieres, and sometimes I will talk about archaeological stuff as it pops up in the games. I'll be doing a more comprehensive review of the games once I've actually finished it. I've been making my way through slowly but surely, probably about one level at a time, because I'm not a gamer, so I can't claim to being particularly good at this, but I try my best. So please don't roast me too hard in the comments. Hi Davlavi, it's good to see you. Yeah, everything's been stressful. I will talk about it a little bit more in Archaeology news when it comes out next week, because I feel like that's the most popular videos on my channel, so that's the best way for people to get the information. But essentially, one of the reasons I've been really offline and busy lately and not doing stuff on YouTube is because I've moved. So my husband and I were fortunate enough to be able to buy a house, and that all went through at the beginning of May. So we've been, moving. Well, we've been packing, moving, and unpacking boxes for the past 3 or 4 weeks. So yeah, I haven't had much time to do things on YouTube. So that's one of the reasons why I've not been around so much. Well, it's kind of the main reason I've been around. The other reason is really just more that I have been working and traveling for work a lot. So that's all good. I'm back here now. We're here tonight. We're going to play a game. It's going to be fun. I hope everybody's been well while I've been gone. Yeah, I think that's... But yeah, the move is kind of the big news. So that's why it might look slightly different behind me than it does normally. It's still pretty bland background. I also had to spend a bunch of time before the stream today resetting everything up with the computer. So if anything goes a little bit wonky or sounds a bit weird, I'm blaming it on the fact that none of my husband had to reset our computer, so none of my stuff saved. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. We've got 6 people here now, so I think I'll just jump into playing things. Feel free as we go along to please put any questions or comments that you have in the chat. I'm not above using guides if I get stuck, or if you guys feel like giving me hints if I'm doing things incorrectly or it's taking me a really long time to do stuff. I did try and do a bit of a warm-up to make my fingers remember the controls, but I can't make any promises. Alright, so I hope everyone's having a good weekend so far as well. Let's just jump right into the game. So we finished off just finishing the city of Khamoon, and now we're at the Obelisk of Khamoon in Egypt. Not real places in real life. Cool. We've got... Okay, so I've opened all these. Oh, right. Oh, and I started off killing a cat. Not my favorite thing about this game is the amount of violence towards animals. I think that's one of the things that I prefer about the newer trilogy, is that your enemies by and large tend to be people, and for some reason I have a lot less of a moral hard time doing that than I do with all the animals in this game. Alright, let's have a look-see. Alright, so I'm going to fall down, and there's a panther right there. Okay, so I'm going to want to probably run over to those blocks over there to run away from the dangerous kitty. We'll take the guns out. And forget how to use them immediately. Ow! Haha. Bad kitty. mining system in this game leaves so much to be desired. Usually the animal is dead sound. Right, okay, so I have a lever to pull here. Is there anything else worth checking out? There's nothing behind here. Okay. I was reading up a little bit about obelisks as well. Does anybody know does anybody know anything about obelisks? Are you interested in hearing more about obelisks and the things that I've read about them to prepare for this? Let me know in the chat. Thankfully, I don't seem to be absolute garbage at this game anymore. Okay, well, I'm not going to get up there, am I? So, I guess I have to go for the other side. Oh, can't turn down a med pack. I need those a lot. Oh gosh. Congrats on getting, thank you. Yes, it was, we've achieved we, you know, did a bit of a life level up. We achieved the millennial dream, able to buy a house. And it's quite a nice house if you ask me. We like it. I mean, we have to or else we wouldn't have bought it, but it technically has more space than, the house that we were in, or the flat, like the 2-bedroom. So we used to live in a 2-bedroom flat in Edinburgh, and we had been in that flat for 7 years by the time that we left, and ooh, there's gun stuff over there, so go for that. And like I said, it was a 2-bedroom flat. It was furnished. This is kind of one of the big differences between like the UK and the US, I guess, rental market is in the UK, it's pretty standard to have okay, so I'm back where I was. Pretty standard to have a furnished flat. So it comes with, you know, couches and tables and beds and whatever you need, dining table, maybe a few bookshelves, which was the case for us. Oh, I forgot how I'm supposed to swim. Okay. I bet you there's a crocodile in here. So our flat was furnished, and our house is obviously not. Get out, get out, get out, get out. And yeah, so getting furniture all at once as well as buying a house and, like, you know, a house deposit and all that kind of stuff. My wallet is a hurtin'. But, you know, those are very much privileged first world problems because I was in the first place able to get a house. So I'm just doing a lot of hunting around on Facebook Marketplace for furniture that suits my purposes for now. Haven't even tried to like design. Well, I say design. I feel like that's kind of like the next level of things, isn't it? Is like you get a house and then at some point you're able to actually decorate it or do what you want with it. That's definitely not how it seems to go right away. Okay. Well, this guy seems to be mostly ignoring me, so I'm appreciating that. It's either that or he's just really slow. Whoop! And she can't auto-aim. Where'd he go? Oh, he's just hanging around down there. I would love to have, like, some archaeology themes to, well, I say themes, like motifs, maybe is a better word, for my, like, some of the rooms that I'm in eventually, but we haven't done that. My house is also, like, I like my house. It's great, but it is very bland in the color scheme. We had one, like, kind of colored wall that it came with, which is blue. Okay, maybe I can't do anything with these mirrors. I feel like I should be able to do something with these mirrors. Maybe I'll try shooting them. No, no, go away, leave me alone, leave me alone, leave me alone. There we go. Oh, was she? I have the, I, on occasion, play Fortnite with my dad and my brother. I'm not very good at it. It's certainly not good enough to ever attempt it here. No? Okay. Can't do anything there. All of this stuff in this room would suggest that there's something to do in here. Maybe there's something. Oh, there's a key. Found it. Okay. Well, I've probably pissed the crocodile off now, but... Laura, let's get this key. Oh god, he's going to eat me. Leave me alone, leave me alone. Thank you. Haha, okay, I got him. Would like to hear about obelisks. So obelisks are an Egyptian, I guess, architectural, religious motif. They're not like a building because they're just like solid monoliths of rock that the Egyptians would build, usually into like along the entrances to temples. They're often called also like pylons. Obelisk, you may or may not be surprised to know, is the Greek word for this. The Egyptians called them tekhenu, and they're usually associated with the sun god Ra, who's one of their like primary gods that they worshipped. Oh, come on. I want those magnum clips. And in the Egyptian tradition, usually, the reason why they fascinate a lot of people is because they were made out of a single block of stone. They're not made out of like several columns of like several pieces of stone as you would expect of like something like a column. That's probably like one of the close equivalents architecturally. And so often, you know, they're pretty big, heavy, solid pieces of rock. And yeah, there's a few left in quarries that you can visit. I think this key. Hell Christ. Oh my gosh, Joaquim. I am so glad you are back with us. Welcome back. That is crazy. I hope that you're feeling better. I think this key is going to be for this door. We've missed you on the last few bits of stream, Joaquim. But I'm glad that you're back, and I'm glad that you're recovering, and I'm glad that you could join us today. Ooh, okay. So now I'm going to have to drag this guy over here, I think. So tedious. I'm gonna go Let's see if I can push this from the back and make it a bit faster. Any good reason the Washington Monument is an obelisk? I don't know. I imagine it probably... I don't really know much about the Washington Monument because I'm US. Sorry, I'm Canadian. I'm not American. But I would imagine that they're probably... Like, after the Egyptian civilization collapsed, there was this really big period during the Enlightenment when... like in the, I think, 1600s, etc., in Europe, where people like to go around and collect things from ancient civilizations. And, I mean, also, there was this, this rediscovery of Greece and Rome and Egypt. Ooh, fun. Get to go in a room. And, oh God! Oh, I didn't save. Crap. Crap, 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 crap. Run away, Laura, run away. Whew, okay. I'll finish what I'm saying before I move on. So the Enlightenment, revived an interest in antiquity and ancient civilizations like Greece, Rome, and Egypt, especially spurred on by Napoleon and his invasion of Egypt. And that's when you start to... I mean, some of this happened before. I think less than half of the obelisks that were made in Egypt are still in Egypt. At various points in history, they were taken away by various conquerors of Egypt. So, like, there's one in Rome. I believe that there's one in Istanbul. There is one in Paris, I think. They're all over the place. So I imagine the Washington Monument is probably an emulation of that. I don't think it's actually Egyptian. I think there is an Egyptian one in Central Park in New York. I think that's called Cleopatra's Needle. Well, actually, I'm going to look that up right now because I'm quite interested in your question. Washington Monument. Let's have a look-see. Egyptian style, built to commemorate George Washington. Blue nice stone and granite. Lots of different tallest column in the world. Blah blah. Egyptian style. Great. Rationale. Design. Oh, there was a competition for the design of the monument for George Washington's... It's a funerary monument. Wow, this is a really big article on Wikipedia. So there was a competition to design it, and there was a architect that won the competition. And yeah, I think it's going to be something to do with like enlightenment and emulating past successful civilizations. That's the answer I'm sticking with. If you can find something more in depth, you'll have to let me know. Magnums, shotgun. We'll go magnums. Okay. Ooh. Oh man, I don't like the sounds that these guys make. It is very disturbing. Ah! Also, I'm just going to do this, and I'm going to save. My volume is a bit low. Volume for the game or volume for me speaking? Please clarify. Ah! Jesus. Okay, I think I need a large med pack now. Volume is a bit low. Voice. Okay, I'll turn it up and we'll see what I can do. Do. Let me know if that's better. So we've got a nice room here with some furniture following a motif. So we've got some Egyptian chairs. I like them low to the ground. I'm pretty sure that this chair design is also a copy of the ones found in the tomb of Queen Hetepheres of the 4th dynasty, the mother of King Khufu, who built the big pyramid. And then in the middle here we have what I'm very confident is a Senet board, which is the ancient Egyptian, one of the board games that the ancient Egyptians liked to play. And then we've got, let's see if I can take a closer look. Nice wee vase on a table. Oh good, I'm glad. So can I do anything? No. Okay. Alright, where am I supposed to go? Oh, well, I'm in this room now, so... Okay, well, that went better than I expected. In Tomb Raider 4, you get to play a game of Senet. Oh, that's cool. Oh, that door's open now. Okay. There's rules for Senet. It's like never been... I think they changed a bit, but I did a whole thing on Senet for one of my Pharaoh live streams because they have a building that you can build eventually, which is like a beer house where people play Senet, but we don't, despite the fact that it was an incredibly popular board game, we don't for sure, I think, know all the rules for it, which I think is quite cool. All right, let's cheat and see. Okay, I can't go in there. There's nothing in there. There's nothing in there. Oh, but there's something down here. Okay. Working on a project or a survey. Ooh. What's the most interesting? Oh, that is such a hard question to ask. Or to answer. I think probably the most newsworthy one was when one of my like kind of last projects that I ever worked on in Scotland was for a school. It was like they were putting in a football pitch for a school, and we were doing like an excavation and whatever, and they were stripping back the topsoil with a machine. Someone else was watching it, wasn't me. We were on like it was like the afternoon on a Friday right before we went home, and the digger found a Bronze Age weapons hoard, which had a sword, like a bronze sword, and a bronze spearhead that had the very end of the spearhead where it would have connected to the wooden shaft of the spear. It was like a tiny little ring of gold, which is the only time I've come across gold in my career as an archaeologist. So that's pretty cool, and is something that I think people can often be like, oh yeah, that's really interesting. Some of the most interesting, I can't really also pick a favorite. It is difficult. I think there's going to be, no, there's definitely going to be animals in here. Ooh. Aha, okay. That's pretty cool. I mean, it's different for everyone as well. Like, I don't mind prehistory, but it's not like my thing. But I've held like really old, like thousands thousands of year old, like bowls and vases, and like axes and stuff like that, just as a part of work. I'd have to think what the oldest, I couldn't say off the top of my head either what like the oldest thing that I've ever touched is, but it'll definitely be in like the thousands of years, which is probably one of the coolest parts about being an archaeologist, is like holding something for the first time that nobody has touched or held for thousands of years. That's and I gotta lie, that's pretty cool. My thing is also bones. I love, I have a master's in human skeletal material, so I always like that kind of stuff, but recognize that is not everybody's taste. Some people find that really weird, some people find that really upsetting, which is fine, etc. What about Kalaha game? I don't know what game that is. Is it an Egyptian game that you're referencing, or I was gonna say, guys, also I'm gonna jinx this now, obviously, but I'm doing such a good job of saving today. No, Lara. Oh, okay, thank gosh. Can I? All right. Okay. Look at this, guys. And it took me how long to get through that weird fire room? Doing so much better today. Is there anything up here that's worth... Oh, I'm going to have to climb all the way to the top, aren't I? Ay. Is there a key that I'm just checking to see if I'm missing anything? Kalaha game. Ra and Ray. Well, they're all based upon made up, well, I should say made up vowels. Like Egyptians, as far as I am aware, and keep in mind, I am not, like, I have pretty decent knowledge of ancient Egypt, but I'm not an Egyptologist and I don't read hieroglyphs. So, like, this, please do not take my word as, like, as the Kardashians like to say, Bible. But, no! Oh, well, I'm gonna die, aren't I? Okay. But my understanding of it is that, so the Egyptians didn't write their vowels in their language, so like in hieroglyphs. So when we're talking about vowel, that's why you will get, like, sometimes you'll see the word Amun or Amun spelled A-M-U-N or A-M-E-N, etc. So we're just kind of putting an approximate of how we think it might sound a lot of the time. And there's two schools of how these things might be. So you have Ra, which I say just because that's kind of how I've always said it, so that's what I'm used to. And to change it to Ray would be hard, but there's some people who think that Ray is the proper pronunciation, but until we get a time machine or an ancient Egyptian mummy comes to life and starts speaking to us in ancient Egyptian, it's hard to say. There's lots of linguists who can probably give you a much better answer than that. That is a switch. Yeah, so it's just, you know, there's kind of various schools of thought on what the actual proper pronunciation is, but Some people will argue it's this, and some people will argue it's that. Do I want to go into this room with these two scary-looking guys? Not particularly. Do I have to go in this room? Khamoon isn't an Egyptian name. They're just saying, like, as far as I'm aware, you have Khonshu, who's the Lord of the Moon from Moon Knight, which is an excellent part Egyptian-based thing. Do I have to come down here and kill these guys? There doesn't look like there's anything in this room for me to do. I'm going to avoid this room for now. I don't want to go down there. That doesn't look like a good time to me. Alright. Let's see if I can get back up. Yes, I can. Excellent. Yeah, and it's quite, the vowel thing is not just an Egyptian thing. Like, I think the closest equivalent to it is Hebrew and Arabic. They're both, oh gosh, okay. Well, I'm gonna have to redo this all again because I didn't save, did I? Yep. Smart Rachel. Too busy talking, not enough playing. Not enough concentrating on the game. Yeah, if you have either read or done any work in Hebrew or Aramaic, they're like, how they note vowels is not really, it's very different. They don't have like really their own separate letters. They're like in annotations almost. So like they're like dots that you add onto the letters. I'm explaining this really badly. But in Egyptian, they just didn't add the vowels in any of the languages that we can read. So, yeah. I used the Ra Moon with a U in my head and when I pronounce things, but there's really, you can say it both ways, and I don't think anybody's going to challenge you too much. No! Okay, well, I'm going to save while I'm up here. Save game. Call it 2 base board kisses. Oh yeah, I need to get this med pack. Does anybody know if I need to go into this room with the scary people? Because I really don't want to. Let me know in the chat if I'm, like, I don't care if I'm missing a thing. I hate combat in these games. I like the puzzle bit. So if I can avoid it, I'm all the happier. All right. Haha. On-call subcontractor, seasonal jobs. I was working seasonal. My very first archaeology job was in Canada. So Canada is where you will, and parts of the US is where you have seasonal work because the ground freezes for part of the year, so you can't work year round. In the UK, you're employed by a company as a temporary employee for the duration of whatever project it is you've been hired for. So sometimes it's 2 weeks, sometimes it's a month, sometimes it's like over a year. There are some like big infrastructure projects can hire you on for a much longer time. So it's a lot more flexible. So you don't tend to get as many people being like an independent like subcontractor. That's just like not how it's usually done. You'll just get hired by a company as a temporary worker in the UK. And it's kind of the same in Canada. You are a temporary worker. If you're lucky and they have work over the winter, they might hire you to come in and do stuff in their labs with finds or stuff like that. But in my experience, it usually takes a few years or a few seasons of working for a company before you'll start getting offered that kind of work, because obviously everyone wants that work. So you have to kind of prove yourself as a good, worthwhile employee that they want to keep around before they'll give it to you. That's definitely... Oh, crap! Well, it's a good thing I saved. Alright, I think... Do I have enough shotgun shells for this? Because I don't like this. Shotgun. Let's go for shotgun. What did the hieroglyphs say? I have no idea. Interpreting hieroglyphs is definitely something that I've never studied. I have friends who've done it. Like I have a friend who's a PhD, and she obviously would have had to do hieroglyphics as a part of her work, but okay. Yeah, I have a friend who would have done stuff with hieroglyphs as a part of her work, but I've never did it. The languages I studied when I was at school, I did a year of Biblical Hebrew and a year of Babylonian cuneiform, which please do not ask me to recite much more than a few lines of it, because yeah, it's not my area of expertise. I did the text that I read when I was doing that was who was this? Do I want to go across for that? Probably. So when I did Biblical Hebrew, we did like a semester of learning the language, and then a semester of using our skills to translate a text. So the text that we did was the Hebrew Bible, the Torah, like Exodus, and actually, no, did we do Exodus? Did we even make it that far? Like, we started at like the very beginning of the Torah, the Old Testament as it's known in the Christian tradition, and spent... Oh, there's something down here too. And yeah. And then, yeah, for the Babylonian, we did Hammurabi's law code, which is one of the oldest law codes in the world, and can always get easy points on tests with it because every single thing starts with the same sentence, which is when a citizen, which is awilam, and then if it's if the whatever it is that they've done has a death sentence, is he will be executed, the word is idak. That's the only things that I remember. Oh wow, that's a... Okay, I think I'm gonna have to go down there, aren't I? Well, I don't think I can... Well, if I can get in this room, that would be helpful. Ah, so many switches and so many mean mummy guys. I don't like it. What did you do in the off season for money, and how long did it take? Well, so when you get temporary work, it is like full time, so you're working Monday to Friday. I think what you mean is permanent work, like a permanent job instead of a temporary contract. In the off season, a lot of people had like temporary retail jobs. So like I knew one person that I think she was like a beauty rep for Shoppers Drug Mart, which is a pharmacy. And I didn't work long enough in Canada to need a seasonal job because I worked like one winter when their client was so eager to get work done that they were happy to pay for people to work over the winter. they basically had these big marquee tents put over our sites and then pumped in heat with diesel heaters. It was not environmentally friendly. But I probably would have just gotten like a seasonal Christmas temp job somewhere, and just done that. And I think that's what a lot of people tend to do. Or like, I mean, I wouldn't say that the wages are necessarily enough that you can live the winter on them without needing another job, but certainly like I always remember, and this is before I had really to pay rent and all these things, I remember thinking that my pay was pretty good when I worked in Canada. In the UK, when I was a temp worker, I had like a waitressing job that was for a cafe that was across from my flat that I lived in, and the owner was flexible, so he the busiest times on the weekend at a cafe, so he would be happy for me to just like come and work on the weekends and not really do any shifts during the week. And sometimes if I was like going away for a really long time, or it did get to a point where I was like working enough that I didn't need the job as much, he was happy for me to kind of like stop working for a little bit and then come back when I needed it. I also did some temp reception work. So an office has a usual receptionist or secretary who sits and answers the phone and stuff like that. So I worked for an agency that would supply people to those kinds of offices. Oh my God. So I would just have to sit at a reception. I would bring a book. I also like, it was a nice gig because it didn't mean I had to, it wasn't hard work. It was pretty easy, and I could bring like a book and read my book as long as I was answering phones and, okay, this is really starting to take me off. Maybe I don't want those shotgun shells as badly as I thought I did. Yeah, so, yeah, it was pretty easy. And I started doing, so I was doing that, let's see, for the first, so I started working in February 2015, and I was there for a year. I was at a company for about 10 months before they didn't have enough work to keep me on. And then I started bouncing around companies. So I would say like a year and 3/4, I bounced around and had my waitressing job. And then I got offered a job that was on one of these years long infrastructure projects down in Lincoln in the UK. And because it was also, no! Contain the rage. It was a full-time job, but it also did overtime, and you got paid time and a half for everything over 40 hours, and you were working at least 50 hours a week. So yeah, I didn't need to have an extra job. They were also providing accommodation year-round, and at that point I was also living with my partner and some other people in a flat, so my rent was a lot cheaper. So it allowed me to save quite a bit of money. And then after I finished that Lincoln job, the reason I left that Lincoln job is because I was offered a full-time permanent office-based job for a company in Edinburgh. So I got to move back to Edinburgh, and then I worked there for like 3-something years, and then I left archaeology altogether because the pay is crap and so is progression. And yeah, field work is not something that's sustainable long time, especially if you ever want to attempt to have a family. So where does this lead? Oh, this just goes back to the same spot. sort. No, it's the opposite. What do I... Okay, I'm just going to go back into the Obelisk bit and see what this is about. Anyway, I'm just wondering, the more recent pronunciations are just an attempt to critique EA. Wallace Bridge, because he started adding vowels, but previously they were omitted when transcribed. Not that I've heard of, but it's not my area of expertise, so I wouldn't be able to tell you if that is a... It's not something that I... No! I'm an hour into this game and it is driving me insane already. At least I had saved. Yeah, I mean, there's certainly revisionism and stuff, but as I was saying, I think a lot of it is... It's just... It's an educated guess. So this is what we think is the most likely solution, and until we have a time machine, we can't really know a lot of this stuff for sure, as much as we would like to. I would like to have my camera pointing somewhere useful. Okay, let's go into this room. Okay, I'm gonna have to go across here. This is mostly just useful for, like, giving me the heads up on where scary things are going to jump out at me in the middle of nowhere so that I don't absolutely crap my pants when it does happen. Okay, so I think I'm aiming... Yeah, I'm definitely aiming to get in here to get to this switch. How I do that? Another thing entirely. Well, this is another room with some more of the head to Paris chairs. Oh, let's see if there's anything up. Oh, there's stuff up here. Med pack, magnums. Oh, there's something across. Shotgun shells. All right, so maybe we'll go for that first. What would you do in the off season? Oh, have you ever done some teaching? Not really. I was a teaching assistant when I had that as like a part-time job when I was at university. So I was a teaching assistant for a first year, like archaeology, literally Archaeology 101. So I had labs every week with students, and I would teach them stuff and grade their papers. And as you will see from my video that's premiering in about an hour, I just spent 18 days on a cruise giving guest lectures on archaeology to cruise guests, which I think people, the feedback that I got was that people enjoyed it. That's the closest I've come, but teaching jobs tend to be obviously university-based, and they want you to have a PhD the vast majority of the time for those. And I don't have a PhD, so I've not had an opportunity to do teaching. And yeah, PhD has never been something that's like on the cards for me. It's just not, to be honest, something I'm overly interested in putting time, effort, and money into, because there is a glut of people that have PhDs, and it means that getting a PhD is hard. Like, my husband has one in engineering, and like watching him go through the process of getting his PhD does not make me want to get one. And then also, like, yes, I would be able to do teaching, but like, I just don't really see the value of like, it's not going to, given the work that I do now, which is marketing, a PhD in archaeology would cost me, you know, a lot of money to get because there's not a lot of funding, because it's like, you know, a for funsies PhD. It's not like a engineering or STEM. A lot, like, you can get funding, don't get me wrong. There are people who get it, but it's yeah, not the same. All right, I'm gonna save here. And yeah, PhD, so like universities are getting rid of tenure jobs. They're doing lots of people on temporary contracts, which means they can like exploit them a lot of the time for their work. And oh no. And those jobs are really, really, really competitive. So I'm just like, I have a job that works for me, that pays me pretty decent money, and it lets me do my side hustle of YouTube. And I think I have as great of an impact as a university professor, and sometimes because I reach like an entirely, like a really big audience here. Hopefully it will continue to only get bigger and bigger. So yeah, I just don't really see the need for one. I would love to do more digging, but I'm not particularly interested in like an area of research. I don't have like a research project that I really would like to do, or that I have, you know, a thesis for, etc. So I hope that's a good enough explanation. It's rambling, as is pretty much everything that I do. So the castle, no, I really do want to go there though. That looks like an awesome place to visit. So maybe that's somewhere that I can go in a few years and visit. I would love to go. I can't remember what it's called, but I've definitely heard of it. It's really cool. I've also been to the Crannog Centre in Scotland a few times. So the Crannogs are a like British Isles, like Iron Age dwelling type, where they tend to build them. They're like artificial islands that ancient people built partially for security and other purposes. And they built them out in the middle of lochs, and they're like you put like poles all around. They're like a roundhouse, but they're on stilts in the middle of a lake. And yeah, there's this really great kind of community archaeology project out. It's on Lake Tay, which is Loch Tay. Don't let the Scottish people hear that I said that. And I visited it a few times, and they have it like, it's like an Iron Age like settlement / village that they have recreated, and it's like a teaching thing. They teach you all. They have like a kitchen and textiles, and they used to have a crannog, but it burnt down a few years ago. They haven't figured out what the actual cause of the fire was, but it was pretty devastating. But they've now rebuilt like almost the entire thing on the opposite side of the loch, and they've taken it as an opportunity. They've taken funding and everything and made it huge. So they're actually just reopening it this summer. And I really actually need to go because it's pretty cool. Ah! Oh. That was a very girlish scream. Lara would be so ashamed of me. Oh man, I don't want to fight mummies. They're just, I don't like these guys. Okay, I'm gonna do this. Done. And I'm gonna save. And then I'm gonna switch to my shotgun. Ooh. also going to use one of my big med packs. Oh, I'm so glad that somebody told me all about how sometimes some guns are better for this game than others. Oh, I hate that. Okay. Da, da, da. What else is there for me to do in this room? Nothing? Oh, now I have to get out, don't I? Oh, this is gonna take forever. Anticlimactic. Let's save now that I've killed them. Get a long castle. I think it's called something else. But yeah, there's lots of like places that do that kind of stuff. I think it's Must Farm. Is it Must Farm in the UK? That's something like similar. But yeah, I love that kind of stuff. I would love if they had something like that to visit in Egypt, but to my knowledge, they do not. Somebody who's played the game, how far am I through this level? Am I 60%? Am I 50%? Etc. Please let me know how much I've left, because we have a half hour on the stream. Ooh. Can I pick this up? Yay! Oh. So I have to put that there, I'm guessing, wherever that very unhelpfully hinted. Oh, it's going to be below, isn't it? Okay. I wonder... Oh, this is where I started. So I've already pulled that. How many items in your top inventory? Just one. Oh, so that means that I'm less than a quarter, aren't I? Well, I have the bridge down for one of the other ones. So I technically have two. I've just not gone and gotten the other one. So, I don't know. I don't even know if I can. Okay. But I'm going to... Okay. It looks like... No, Lara, go down. Thank you. So I've got two of the bridges down, but I've only gotten one of the objects from the bridges. Maybe the third is a tough level. Oh, that makes me feel slightly better. Only slightly, though. I doubt I'm going to finish it today, then. I try. I don't have to succeed. Okay, but I need to figure out where I need to go next. Probably, you know what, did I save before I jump down? No, well, I did. Okay. All right. Yeah, see, I've got the Ankh. Oh, so if I go around, I can get the Ankh. Okay. Let's do that first. Before I do anything else. Left archaeology, now only pursue as a hobby for this YouTube channel rather than professionally. Yeah, I mean, yes. Broadly, that is the answer to that question. I would love to get back to archaeology and working in the sector. That doesn't mean that I haven't tried to do that. I've just not really been successful at doing it yet. It's always kind of been my intention to eventually end up either going back and working in for a business that does archaeology primarily, or, you know, my dream would be that my channel makes enough money that I could quit my job and just, you know, go on some digs or do this professionally. Basically, that would be my like dream to do. But you can't always get what you want, so we'll see how it goes. Okay. Good along. Okay. So I need to get across to that gold bit. I don't... okay. I know how I'm supposed to do this now. Yeah. I'd love to be like a kind of archaeology... I hate the term influencer, as I'm sure many people do. But I think that's probably the closest thing. Or even like also maybe doing some TV stuff. Natasha... I can't remember what her last name is. Bilson. Natasha Bilson. She is another UK archaeologist who she's really big on Instagram, and she's done quite a few TV shows. She used to work as a commercial archaeologist for the Museum of London Archaeology Unit. I don't know if she still does. I think so, but I could be wrong. And but she's basically managed to make herself a career as a TV presenter slash influencer. She does lots of like reels and shorts and TikToks. Obviously History with Kaylee, who some of you may also watch in addition to me. She's done a really good job of, you know, being able to turn archaeology into her main income stream. And also everybody well wishes to her because she just recently had pretty major surgery, hysterectomy, and hopefully she says she's recovering. Ooh, is that a steer now? Pretty well from it. Or like, yeah, there's quite a few people on YouTube who are bigger than I am. I've been trying in the past year to really, that's partly why I started doing streaming, to just like up the amount of people. Like my channel was doing a very gradual uptick. Ooh, I hear an animal. Time to save. Very gradual uptick in subscribers. So for the past year, I've been doing stuff like live streaming shorts, even sometimes paying to boost stuff. Trying to put out videos that are going to capture a wider audience. That's partly why I do archaeology news. And just trying to get there. I really want to have 10,000 subscribers by the end of what year is it? 2024. We're at just over 8,000, and we've done, I think, over 1,000 this year alone. So I think we can do it. So please don't forget to subscribe and like the video if you're here. It really helps. Let's go for the magnums. Haha. Hey, Ween. Recently finished my degree in anthropology as an archaeological technician survey, but definitely need to keep my corporate job for money. Yeah, it's a difficult balance, and not everybody manages it. And similar to me as well, not like sometimes people manage it for a little while and then people leave. Like field work is a really difficult job to maintain if you're a woman and you want to have small children. So like it would be really interesting to know Anthropian Odyssey if when you start working as a field tech, come back and let me know how many people at the company you work for are women over, let's say, 35 that are still doing field work. I bet you it's not a lot. Because there's only so many office jobs and they have to go to lots of different people, and you know, you can't just give a woman an office job because she wants to have kids. So yeah. I know a lot of the companies that I used to work for. I did not, like, there were some female people still working, for sure, but definitely I would say the majority of people in senior positions in archaeology do not tend to be women, which is what it is, I guess. Don't forget to thumbs up. Thanks, Joaquin. Appreciate it. I've got 13 people here, which is like an absolute rager of a stream for me. Which is, I don't know, sad? Is it sad? Is it not sad? I don't really know. Should I... Okay, wait. Should I drop down here for this, or should I try to get back over? Do you think I will die? Well, I've just saved, so let's test if I die. If I drop down, not that way. three likes, 12. Yeah, 12 watching. Yeah, if everybody here who's currently watching could give me a thumbs up, just to be nice, and if I could stop jumping off the top of this obelisk, that would be great. Tell you what, when I managed to jump off this obelisk without accidentally killing my character, that would be great. No, okay. Oh, okay, yep, that does break her. So we cannot do that. Thanks, Dovlavi. I appreciate your cheerleading for me. It's always nice when I like the long-term subscribers are such a faithful bunch. I really always appreciate it. It's very touching. Oh, no. It's just me breaking Lara's neck many, many times. Okay, we're just going to try for the water now. Yes. You're fine. What was your last archaeological dig? Oh, last archaeological dig. It would have been when I was at sorry, I try not to name my ex-employers because A, I don't want to get doxxed on the internet, and B, yeah, privacy reasons. I think it was just a bog standard evaluation / excavation job for the last commercial archaeology company I worked for, because even when I was a trainer working in an office job there, I still occasionally went out and did archaeological work when they needed extra people and they didn't have anyone. So I think I would have just like spent a week on I do believe I was excavating a lot of post holes, which are like the least exciting thing to excavate most of the time. Okay, I still can't get in there. All right, anybody want to give me a hint of where I need to go next? Because I don't know. It's on this one. I've got one left. I've got this guy, which I've been through this room. So what am I missing? Growing your channel. Stream is okay, but the mic you use in videos seems to make it... Is that the recent ones? Because I've gotten a quote-unquote better microphone and I've been experimenting with better audio, but I'm not gonna lie, guys, it's really hard to... It is like an entire skill in and of itself. And maybe I need to do like a course on how to adjust audio levels. I think it's... Certainly if you watch my videos from like a year to a year and a half ago and compare them, I would hope that my audio is a lot better than it used to be, but yeah. I don't know where I'm supposed to go next. Alright, it is time to use some external sources, i.e. game guides. With the slanted floors, I don't know. Guide. Walk through. Right. Great Pyramid, Obelisk of Khamoon. Yeah, large traps. Oh, there was a really good guide that I used to have. Grab the seal of Anubis. Backtrap. Huge set of stairs. I've done that. Throw the switch. Mummy lurks here. The plank falls. Okay, so I've missed the switch, I think. Last time I played this level. Final plank falls near the obelisk. Switch near the door opens the portal. Familiar wide stairway. Instead of going this way, backtrack. Throw the switches. I did all of that. I suspect I'm gonna have to go back up there, and I really don't want to. Why is this so hard? I really used to, you know, make you work for it in video games. Am I right? Oh no, I definitely... Oh, I don't want to do this again. Yeah, I guess I just have to... I have to talk to somebody about what the best thing to do would be for my audio. I really just need to bite it and speak to an audio engineer, I think. And just be like, what can I do in my videos? What can I do better in my videos? Because I'm really kind of at the point where I'm just like, I don't know. Oh, no. That's not going to get me anywhere. It would be nice if I could just jump off of this and just hang on to something. Like, how do I get off the middle, like, this bit? I don't know. So I've done the 2 rooms up there. Alright, let's do... Okay, we've got 15 minutes, so I'm just gonna do here. Alright, I've done this room. I've done this room. I've done up here. I've done that switch. Let's just do some fact finding here. I've done both those switches. I've done these stairs. I've done that switch. I've done this bit. Gone through here. Oh! Oh yeah, I need to go and get that. That's fine. I can do that in a minute. Okay. Oh. Is it the room that I avoided with the 2 mummies? I'll bet you that's exactly where I need to go. And it's gonna be something that like shows up once they're done. I don't even remember how to get to that room now. Alright, let's go back in here. Use the camera, which you don't have. The item I don't have is the Eye of Ra, the Wadjet. I wonder if I can do actually ones of sorry, I'm trying to okay. Let's see if I can find eye. One eye on the health meter. First, poolside door opens. What about the shotgun? What? Really, there was one that I used to have a guy that a guide that I'd find that had some really useful pictures for like walking you through this, and I really need to find it again. Get the guide, Tomb Raider. Oh, so many ads. Egypt. Ah, here we go. Eye of Horus. Mummy, Eye of Horus. Seal of Anubis. Okay. I think I've done these in the wrong order. For sure. Oopsies. Yeah, don't think it's in the money room. Obelisk with 4 bridges. Ankh bridge. Dark room with the slope. 2 mummies. You can shoot them. Don't need that. Okay. Ankh switch. Path to the scarab switch. Room with the mummies. Oh, Eye of Horus. Sitting room with mummy. Okay. Climb up and save the game. We can. Screenshots. Okay. Oh, it's in here. Oh, there's a switch that I missed. Okay. Sorry guys, I know this is not exactly the best for I'm really not a professional streamer by any means. No. Okay. Did I miss something on the floor there? No, I didn't. Okay. Yes, streaming is obviously, as I've said many times, I'm not a gamer, so I appreciate you. I appreciate your patience with me as I figure out what I have to do next. Okay, go back here. So I missed the easiest bit, apparently, which is classic me in a lot of ways. I'm back up to 10 people on stream. I was just down to 7 because people didn't want to watch me read cheat codes, so fair enough. If you're new here, please subscribe or like or consider doing so to help support the channel and what we do here. Yay. Okay, where's my switch that I missed the first time? Oh wow, that's humbling. I think that's the word that I'm going to use, humbling. Yes. Ha! Okie doke. All right. Now we're cooking with gas. Mine. Thank you very much. And we will... We will save before I get myself kicked off of this. And all right, 4 to go. Here we go, guys. We've got 7 minutes until my premiere of my latest video all about my time working as a cruise guest lecturer. So if you're on the stream now, please oh, Uzi clips. I mean, I don't have the Uzi, but I suppose I could take those. Yes, if you have a spare like 20 minutes and you feel like learning all about what it's like to do, how I got the gig, you know, would I do it again, how was the experience, etc., etc., etc. Okay, now I have to just be like, where do I go? Alright, luckily there are 3 dead ends, so that makes my life a lot simpler than it needed to be. I don't need the Uzi clips, I don't have the Uzi. I could use a med kit, and I could use shotgun shells. Laura can hold her breath for a very, 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 very long time. Oh, I'm so close, I'm so close, I'm so close. No, no, Lara, don't do this. Come on. Oh, come on. Wow, that's infuriating. And I did I save? Well. 1. 2. Okay. Small punishment. That's hot. I mean, in Scotland it's been bonny, as we like to say. We've had bonny weather today. And for the past little while, my husband and I have a barbecue, so I have been liberally barbecuing things. All right. Come on, Laura, let's go. Hiya! I did it! Yay! Save. I have learned from some of my past mistakes. I can hear one of those really annoying mummy guys. So let's get the shotgun ready to go. Oh, hello. I'm going to very helpfully go on the opposite. Ooh, what else is down here? Sweet. Supplies. Always use that. I think those are Uzi clips, but I'll take them down here. Whoever did the sound design for these guys has a very interesting sense of humor. Oh my goodness, come on. I hate combat. Okay. Save game. Am I out? Am I done the level yet, guys? Am I like close at all? Those are just Uzi clips. I don't want them. I think that this thing over here is going to be the end of the level. Or like the next bit. Hopefully. Oh great, more of these gems. No, it is not the end. I think we're getting there though. Yeah, because I'm almost back in front of the mummy, or the Sphinx. One of them's dead. Are there two in here? I think there's just one. Alright. I would really like to finish this level, so I'm going to just see how quickly I can do this. Got 1 minute to my live stream premiere of my new video. Okay. We're gonna be late, but that's fine. I just go down? I'm done, I think. Oh, I don't really know where to go from here, so... Open area with the Sphinx. Now to flight of steps. Oh. Alright. I know what to do next. Alright. Scarab. Yes, I know. Okay, this guy. Seal of Anubis. I'm only gonna be like 2 minutes late. It's fine. 2 minutes late for my own video. It's fine. No problem. Also, if you stay on the stream, you'll just get redirected to the premiere. So, just FYI, you just have to stay on here and the YouTube does all the work for you. How convenient is that? All right, 2, 3, and Ankh. Perfect. Dunzo. Yes. Why does it keep on showing you the door if it's not going to open it? Haha. And our Wadjet. Oh my gosh, Lara. Action. Here we go. What are those mummies supposed to be? I don't know. Righty-ho. Let's finish this. Dun, 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 dun. Next. Finish the level, guys. Finish the level. I'm 2 minutes over, but it's fine. I did it. Woohoo! You should totally subscribe and like to celebrate this with me. All right, let's take a wee savey save. And we are going to, okay, we're saved. That's us for today, guys. Thank you so much for coming along. The next live stream will be next Sunday with my next video premiere, which will be Archaeology news for May. Should be some good stuff. There's been some good archaeology headlines this month, so looking forward to that. Thank you so much for coming along. Don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, share, do anything to help with the algorithm. I hope this hasn't been too painful to watch. Thank you for coming back even after my prolonged absence from the channel because I've been busy doing other things. One of those other things was going on a cruise and talking about archaeology, which is what this next video that you're going to get redirected to is all about. So please at least stay on for a few minutes and just watch the beginning of that if you're interested. Thank you so much for coming. I really appreciate every one of you that shows up here. It means a lot to me. And I will see you next week. I hope that you have a good week and I look forward to seeing you then. So thanks so much and have a good rest of your weekend for whatever's left. And we will, we'll see you next time. Bye. Thanks so much, Journeyman, also for that super thanks that I got just at the end. Every little bit helps. Thanks, guys. Have a good weekend. Bye.